The darkness of space surrounded the UES Harbinger as it drifted silently among the stars. Its metal hull collected cosmic dust from centuries of neglect. The ship was massive, a relic from a time when humans believed they could win any war inside. The silent vessel, something stirred. A soft blue light flickered in the cryostasis chamber. Commander Olivia Pierce opened her eyes for the first time in what felt like moments. Her vision blurred, then cleared. The pod hissed as it opened, letting out a cloud of cold mist. Olivia stumbled out, her legs weak from lack of use. She grabbed a nearby rail to steady herself. The ship's emergency lights cast an eerie glow on the metal walls. A gentle voice came through the ship's speakers. "Commander Pierce, welcome back." The AI was called Aria. Olivia recognized the voice right away. The mission, she thought. How long? Aria took a moment before responding. 237 years, 4 months and 12 days since your last mission directive, Commander. Olivia felt her heart sink. That can't be right. Check your systems. I have run 17 diagnostics. The date is correct, Commander. We have been adrift since the Battle of Proxima Centauri. Memories flooded back, the desperate fight, the emergency jump, the systems, failure. They were supposed to be in stasis for emergency repairs only. Days at most. Not centuries. The rest of the crew. Olivia asked, her voice hoarse, still in cryostasis. Would you like me to initiate revival protocols? Yes, Olivia said. We need to figure out what's happened. One by one, the pod's activated tactical officer Samantha Reeves woke first. Her short blonde hair matted to her head from the cryofluid. Engineer Lily Winters followed, her brown skin covered in goosebumps from the cold. Xenobiologist Madison Grayson emerged next, stumbling and confused. Then weapons specialist Abigail Torres, the last to awaken, her muscular frame seemingly unaffected by the long sleep. What happened? Lily asked as she pulled on a standard-issue jumpsuit. Why were we out so long? Aria, please display ship status. Olivia commanded. A holographic display appeared in the center of the room, showing the Harbinger and its systems. Most were outlined in yellow, indicating standby mode. The ship's power core showed green, but at minimal output. The blast damaged our navigation systems. Aria explained the emergency protocols activated cryostasis for crew preservation, while I attempted repairs. However, the damage was more extensive than initial scans indicated. I was forced to put the ship in minimal power mode and drift until we encountered a compatible repair facility or rescue vessel. And no one found us for 200 years. Abigail asked, her voice filled with disbelief. Aria hesitated before responding. Have been monitoring all frequencies. There have been no human military transmissions for 234 years. The room fell silent. Each woman processed this information in her own way. Samantha checked the tactical displays Madison examined. The ship's external camera feeds. Lily reviewed the ship system status. Abigail stared blankly at the wall, her mind elsewhere. What about Earth? Olivia finally asked. Aria dimmed the lights slightly. The last transmission from Earth Defense Command was received 234 years ago. It was coded under Retribution Protocol Omega. All assets unleashed. No mercy. The transmission was sent 3 days before all communications from Earth ceased. Show us, Samantha demanded. Aria displayed the final moments of Earth. A massive alien fleet surrounded the planet. Their ships biological in nature, with shapes that defied human engineering. The Xenovore Collective had arrived at humanity's doorstep. The footage showed orbital defenses falling. One by one, the final images were of landing craft descending toward major cities. Then nothing. And the colonies. Lily asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Aria displayed a map of known human colonies, each one marked with a red dot indicating lost. Contact most within weeks of Earth's fall. Is there anyone left? Madison asked. Scattered survivors according to intercepted communications, Aria replied. Many live under Xenovore rule. Some small resistance groups exist on outer colonies, but organized. Human military resistance ended over 2 centuries ago. Olivia moved to the captain's station and activated her console. She entered her command code and waited. The screen flashed. then displayed a menu she'd never seen before. Project Tempest access granted. What is this area? Olivia asked. Classified information. Commander Area responded. You are now the highest-ranking human military officer alive. The security protocols allow you full access to all ship systems and classified projects. Olivia opened the file. What she saw made her blood run cold. The Harbinger wasn't just a warship. It was humanity's last resort, a vessel carrying weapons that could alter time itself. Weapons deemed too dangerous to use even as Earth fell. Weapons that could erase an entire species from existence. The final order from Earth Defense Command echoed in her mind. Retribution Protocol Omega. All assets unleashed. No mercy. We were lost, Olivia said, turning to her crew. But now we're found. And we have our orders. What are you suggesting? Sam asked, her eyes narrowed. Olivia stood straight. Her decision made, we carry out our final orders. We become the Retribution. Humanity never had a chance to deliver. The crew looked at each other, uncertainty in their eyes. But beneath that uncertainty was something else. Something that had slept for centuries alongside them, a burning desire for justice. The Harbinger hummed as its engines powered up for the first time in centuries. Its weapon systems came online one by one. Its true purpose finally revealed. The ship of Retribution had awakened, and the Xenovore Collective would soon remember why they should have feared humanity. The Harbinger jumped through a series of star systems, each one more remote than the last. The Void Hunters followed, relentless in their pursuit. Olivia watched the tactical display showing the distance between them and their hunters growing, then shrinking with each jump. They're still on our trail, Samantha reported. The quantum wake is too distinctive, we can't shake them. Lily worked frantically at the engineering station. I'm trying to modify our jump signature, she said, but it's like trying to hide a supernova. These Void Hunters are specifically designed to track our technology. The ship shuddered as it dropped out of hyperspace near a red dwarf star. The system was empty, devoid of planets or other features. Just empty space and distant. Stars, why here? Olivia asked. We need time, Lily explained. This system has unusual radiation patterns that might mask our presence just long enough for me to complete modifications to our engines. Olivia nodded. Make it fast. She ordered Samantha Battle. Stations Abigail prep all weapon systems as the crew worked. Lily noticed something strange in the ship's communication logs. Faint signals sent during their hyperspace jumps. Almost undetectable even to the ship's sensitive equipment. Commander Shi called. I think we have a problem. Someone has been transmitting our position. The bridge fell silent. Are you certain? Olivia asked, her voice tight. Lily nodded. The signals are encrypted, but they're definitely going out from our ship, and they've been happening since we left Nova Haven. Abigail drew her sidearm eyes, scanning the bridge. Who has access to communications? Only the bridge crew and Arya, Samantha replied. Where is Madison? Olivia asked, suddenly. Noticing the xenobiologist's absence, Arya responded, medical, Bay Commander. She reported feeling unwell after our departure from Nova. Haven, Olivia, Samantha, and Abigail rushed to the medical bay, weapons drawn. Lily stayed behind to monitor communications. The doors hissed open, revealing Madison lying on an examination table. Her skin pale, her body trembling. What's wrong with her? Olivia demanded. Arya displayed Madison's vital signs on a nearby screen. Unusual neural activity. Commander patterns inconsistent with human brain function. Madison turned her head toward them, her eyes unfocused. Olivia, she whispered. It wasn't me, I swear it wasn't me. Abigail kept her weapon trained on Madison. I don't trust this, she said. It could be a trick. Samantha studied the medical readouts. These patterns, she said, pointing at the screen. They look almost like Xenovore neural signatures. Madison finished, her voice strained. Something is in my head. Controlling me, I can feel it. Arya initiated a deep scan of Madison's brain. The results appeared on the screen, showing microscopic organisms integrated with her brainstem neural parasites, Arya explained. Likely implanted while in cryostasis, they appear to have been dormant until recently. Madison's body convulsed, her back arching off the table. When she spoke again, her voice had changed, becoming a chittering mechanical sound unlike anything human. The Harbinger has been found. The collective will reclaim what belongs to them. The weapons will be ours. Olivia stepped forward, eyes hard. "Who are you?" she demanded. The parasite. Controlling Madison laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "We are the future. We are the inevitable. We found your ship decades ago, primitive one. We chose to leave it dormant, a perfect intelligence-gathering opportunity." Madison fought visibly for control, her real voice breaking through in gasps. "They put these things in all of us during cryosleep, but mine activated first. When I accessed the xenobiology lab, when I saw their specimens, the parasite took control again. You cannot escape void hunters. They follow the quantum signature of your primitive vessel. Even now they approach." "Why not just destroy us?" Samantha asked. "When you found us, why leave us intact?" The parasite made Madison smile, a twisted expression on her human face. "The weapons, the temporal technology, we could not access it. Too many safeguards, but we could wait for you to awaken, for you to do the work for us." Madison screamed, her real voice returning. "It's trying to access my memories." She gasped. "What I know about the weapons? Lock me up." "Please." Olivia nodded to Abigail, who moved forward with restraints. The tactical officer secured Madison to the table. The xenobiologist relaxed slightly. "I can feel it in my mind," Madison whispered. "It's been watching. Everything we do. Everything we plan." "What do they know?" Olivia asked. Madison struggled to focus. "They know about the temporal weapons," she said. "They fear them more than anything. The weapons could erase their entire species." "Why fear them?" Samantha asked. "The xenovores won. They rule everything." Madison shook her head. "They fear what they don't understand. They can't replicate the technology. They can't defend against it. It's their only weakness." The ship's alarms blared. Area announced, "Void hunters detected approaching from multiple vectors." Olivia rushed back to the bridge. The tactical display showed 5 Void hunter vessels converging on their position, their biological hulls pulsing with energy, their weapons charging evasive maneuvers. She ordered Lily status on the engine. "Modifications." "Almost there," Lily replied. "A few more minutes." "We don't have minutes," Abigail shouted. Weapons locked, ready to fire. Before Olivia could give the order, a new contact appeared on the sensors, a vessel unlike any they had seen before. Neither human nor typical xenovore design. Its hull seemed to shimmer between states, solid one moment, ethereal the next. Area announced incoming transmission, unusual frequency. "Put it through." Olivia ordered, weapons still ready. A voice came through the speakers, unlike the harsh chittering of typical xenovore communication. This voice was melodic, almost beautiful, despite its alien quality. "Harbinger vessel. We offer assistance. We are not your enemy. It's a trap," Samantha warned. "The xenovores are masters of deception. They..." Strange ship moved between the Harbinger and the approaching Void hunters, its hull absorbing the first volley of enemy fire. "We are the heretic," the voice continued. "We seek alliance with the ancient humans, with the weapon bearers." Olivia hesitated. The heretic ship was now engaged with the Void hunters, drawing their fire, protecting the Harbinger. "Lily, what are your sensors telling you?" Olivia asked. "Their ship is definitely xenovore technology," Lily replied, "but modified significantly. The energy signatures are all wrong. It's like they rebuilt it from the ground up." The Void hunters concentrated fire on the heretic vessel, ignoring the Harbinger entirely. "They really are fighting each other." Abigail said, disbelief in her voice. "Area. We need a translation," Olivia ordered. "Open a channel." The heretic spoke again through the translator, their words now converted to English. "We are a splinter faction. The collective is not united. A philosophical schism exists. Many of us believe the subjugation of humans was wrong. unnecessary, destructive to both species. We seek coexistence. Why should we trust you? Olivia demanded. The heretic ship took another hit. Its shields flickering. We have protected your vessel at risk to our own. The heretic replied. We offer knowledge. The collective fears your temporal weapons. They cannot defend against timeline alteration. This is why they hunt you so desperately. What do you want from us? Samantha asked, suspicion clear in her voice. Alliance, the heretic answered. We can guide you to the collective's central worlds, their command structures, their weaknesses. Together we can end their tyranny, without genocide, without erasing our species from existence. Lily reported engine modifications complete. Commander, we can jump any time. The bridge crew looked to Olivia, the decision resting heavily on her shoulders. Trust these heretics and possibly walk into a trap, or reject them and face the void. Hunters alone on the view screen. The heretic's vessel continued to fight, absorbing damage that would have destroyed the Harbinger. Their actions at least seemed genuine. Abigail shook her head. It's a trick, she insisted. They want to lead us into an ambush. Samantha nodded in agreement. The tactical assessment supports that view, she said. These xenovores conquered Earth. They enslaved humanity for centuries. Why would any of them help us? Now Olivia watched the battle unfolding. The heretic's ship was losing, pieces of its hull breaking apart under concentrated fire, yet it continued to protect the Harbinger. What if they are sincere? She asked quietly. What if there's a chance for something beyond retribution? A chance for peace before anyone could respond. The sensors screamed in warning. A massive hyperspace rupture tore open the fabric of space. A xenovore armada emerged, dozens of vessels surrounding them. The collective had arrived in force. The heretic's ship was destroyed first, vaporized by concentrated fire from multiple capital ships. Whether as genuine sacrifice or elaborate deception would never be known. Evasive action. Olivia shouted maximum power to shields. The Harbinger rocked under enemy fire, its advanced hull absorbing the first volleys. But the sheer number of attackers was overwhelming. Alarm klaxons sounded throughout the ship. Warning of multiple hull breaches. We can't fight this many, Samantha reported. We need to run Lily, the jump engines. Olivia ordered. Still spinning up. Lily called back. 30 seconds. A massive blast hit the Harbinger, directly knocking out primary power, sending crew members sprawling across the bridge. Emergency lights activated, bathing everything in red. Blind jump. Olivia commanded. Any coordinates? Just get us out. The Harbinger shuddered as its engines engaged. One final time. The stars streaked around them as they tore a hole in space and fled. The damaged vessel barely holding together as it escaped the xenovore armada, in the darkness of hyperspace. Olivia picked herself up from the floor, blood trickling. From a cut on her forehead, she looked around at her battered crew, their faces illuminated only by emergency lighting, their expressions a mixture of relief and despair. Nova Haven existed in the space where no one would think to look, a massive asteroid field with unusual gravitational patterns that confused sensors and deterred casual exploration. Zoe guided the Harbinger through the dangerous field with practiced ease, her hands steady on the navigation controls. The asteroids here contain rare minerals that scramble detection equipment, she explained. That plus the gravitational anomalies makes this place practically invisible. The Harbinger emerged into a clearing within the asteroid field. A sight awaited them that made even Olivia gasp. A massive hollow asteroid, its interior carved out and filled with structures. Lights shone from buildings and streets. People moved about their daily lives. A small fleet of ships docked at makeshift ports home, Zoe said with pride. Nova Haven, the largest free human settlement in the galaxy. 20,000 souls living beyond Xenovore. Control Kimberly stood at the viewport, her eyes wide. I heard stories, she whispered, but I never believed Area announced a transmission from Nova Haven Control requesting identification. Put it through, Olivia ordered. A stern female voice came through the speakers. Unidentified vessel, you have entered restricted space. Identify yourself, immediately, or face defensive action. This is Commander Olivia Pierce of the UES Harbinger Earth Defense Command. We request permission to dock. Silence followed. Then a shocked voice returned. UES Harbinger. That's impossible. That ship was lost centuries ago. Zoe leaned toward the comm. We have confirmation of identity. She said it's them, Nova Haven. It's really them. After a pause, the voice returned. Permission. Granted. Proceed to docking bay 7. Security team will meet you. The Harbinger docked smoothly. Despite its size, a group of armed guards met them at the airlock, their weapons not quite pointed at the crew but ready nonetheless. An older woman with silver hair and a commanding presence stood at their center, her eyes sharp and evaluating. Grace Montgomery, leader of the Nova Haven Council, she said. When my security chief told me a ship claiming to be the Harbinger had arrived, I thought it was a xenovore trick. She studied Olivia and her crew in their perfectly preserved Earth Defense Command uniforms. But you're really them, aren't you? We are. Olivia confirmed. We were lost in space, adrift in cryostasis for over 2 centuries area. Our ship's AI kept us alive until systems could be repaired. Grace nodded slowly. The Harbinger was a legend, a ghost story we told to give people hope. She gestured to the corridor behind her. Come, the council will want to meet you. They followed Grace through Nova Haven. The settlement was a marvel of engineering and human ingenuity. Buildings clung to the curved interior walls of the asteroid. Streets wound in spirals. People stopped and stared as the uniformed crew passed by. Word spread quickly. Crowds gathered. Whispers of Earth Defense Command and Harbinger rippled through the throng. The council chamber was a large room with a circular table. At the center, a holographic display showed the asteroid field and surrounding space. 7 people of various ages sat around the table, their clothes simple but clean, their faces showing the weight of leadership. Commander Pierce, Grace said formally, May I present the Nova Haven Council? Olivia introduced her crew one by one. The council members listened in amazement as Olivia explained their story. The cryostasis, the awakening, the discovery of Earth's fall. So you come to us from the past, Grace said when Olivia finished, a relic of old Earth with all its military might intact, not just a military vessel. Olivia corrected, a specific one. The Harbinger carries weapons that were classified beyond. Top-secret temporal weapons capable of erasing a species from the timeline. The room fell silent. Can such a thing really exist? Asked a younger council member. His face pale. Madison stepped forward. The science is sound, she explained. Quantum temporal. Displacement on a genetic level. Targeted to specific DNA sequences, it doesn't just kill. It removes the target from ever having existed. And you plan to use this? Grace asked, her voice steady. We have our orders, Olivia replied. Retribution Protocol Omega. All assets unleashed. No mercy. A heated debate erupted among the council members. Some argued for immediate action. Others cautioned restraint. Tactical Officer Samantha moved to the holographic display. May I? She asked. Grace nodded. Samantha manipulated, the controls bringing up a map of known space. The red areas representing xenovore control covered nearly everything. Small blue dots indicated known human resistance outposts. Here is our reality, she said bluntly. Humanity is on the brink of extinction. The xenovores control everything important. Every resource, every major world. Their technology continues to advance while we hide and scavenge. Her fingers danced across the controls showing key xenovore installations. Strategic strikes here, and here could cripple their command structure. Disrupt their ability to coordinate across such vast distances. Engineer. Lily joined her, but we could do more. She suggested. The Harbingers. Metamaterial technology could be reverse engineered. Retrofitted. 2 resistance ships. A small fleet with stealth capabilities could strike without warning. Vanish before they respond. Weapons specialist Abigail crossed her arms. Or we could end this war permanently, she said. Her voice hard. We have the weapons. Why? Wait, we target their homeworld. We fire the temporal disruptors, we end 2 centuries of human suffering in an instant. The council chamber erupted again. Arguments for and against extinction weapons filled the air. Olivia remained silent, her mind heavy. With the weight of command, she had sworn to protect humanity, to uphold its values. But those values had been formed in a different time. Before Earth fell. Before humanity faced extinction. What would her superiors have wanted her to do? What was the right choice? A young woman approached Olivia during the commotion, her face bearing a strong resemblance to Grace. "I'm Amy Montgomery," she said. "Grace's daughter. I run our intelligence network." She handed Olivia a datapad. The images it contained turned Olivia's stomach humans in experimentation chambers, their bodies being modified, humans with xenovore parts grafted onto them, breeding programs, genetic experiments. They don't just rule us. Amy explained quietly. They want to become us, to take what they see as our adaptability, our creativity. They believe they can engineer these traits into themselves by incorporating our genetics. Before Olivia could respond, alarms blared throughout Nova Haven. A technician burst into the council chamber. "Quantum disturbances detected approaching our position," she reported. "Multiple signatures." "Void hunters." Kimberly gasped in horror. "Void hunters," she whispered. "They track quantum traces. They must have detected the harbingers." Energy signature. Grace turned to Olivia. "You need to leave," she said. "Draw them away from Nova Haven. We can't defend against void hunters." Zoe nodded frantically. "They can follow quantum wakes through hyperspace," she explained. "They were designed specifically to track advanced human technology." Olivia looked at her crew, then back at the council. "We will lead them away," she agreed. "But this isn't over. This war ends with us." One way or another, the crew rushed back to the Harbinger, preparing for emergency departure. As they boarded, Olivia turned to Grace. "When we return, it will be with a plan," she promised, "either to fight this war or to end it." Grace clasped Olivia's hand. "May your ancestors guide you, Commander," she said. "And may you remember what humanity fought for. Not just survival, but the right to live with dignity, with freedom, and with mercy." The Harbinger detached from Nova Haven, its engines powering up for immediate jump, the sensors already detecting the approaching void hunters, specialized xenovore vessels designed for one purpose: to hunt and destroy the last remnants of human high technology. "Area plot a random jump sequence," Olivia ordered. "We're going to lead these hunters on a chase they won't forget." The Harbinger vanished into hyperspace. The void hunters adjusted, course following the quantum wake. The chase had begun, but so had something else. A final campaign in a war everyone else had forgotten. A mission not just of retribution, but perhaps of humanity's last hope for freedom. On the bridge, Olivia stared at the streaming lights of hyperspace. Her mind filled with the weight of impossible choices: to use weapons of extinction and betray everything humanity once stood for, or to fight a conventional war they likely could not win. Either way, the fate of her species now rested in her hands. The Harbinger raced through hyperspace, its crew united in purpose if divided on method. They were no longer just lost soldiers. They had become humanity's last warriors, and they would not fail. The Harbinger moved silently through the stars, its engines barely a whisper against the vast emptiness of space. The crew worked tirelessly to restore systems that had been dormant for centuries. Olivia watched from the command chair as status reports turned from yellow to green one by one. "We need to know what we're up against," Olivia said to Samantha, who stood at the tactical station. "How strong are they now? How far have they spread?" Samantha nodded, her fingers dancing across the console. "I'm setting up. Passive scans only. We can't risk being detected." The main screen showed a map of known space territory marked in red had fallen to the Xenovore Collective. It was nearly everything. Engineer Lily approached the command station, wiping grease from her hands. "I've found something interesting about our hull, Commander," she said. "It's made of experimental metamaterials. something called quantum resonance absorption layers. Explain, Olivia said. Lily gestured to a display showing the ship's outer skin. The material absorbs detection signals instead of reflecting them. It's like we're wearing a cloak. Modern scanning technology probably can't even see us. Unless they know exactly what to look for, we're practically a ghost ship, Samantha muttered. That explains why no one found us for centuries. Abigail joined them from the weapons station. Her eyes were hard with determination. I've finished the weapons inventory, she reported. We have standard railguns, plasma torpedoes, and antimatter missiles, all functional. She paused. Then there's the classified systems. The temporal disruptors. The room grew quiet. Everyone knew what those weapons could do. They could unravel the timeline of a targeted species, erase them from history as if they had never evolved. The ultimate genocide, Madison called from her science station. I found something in the biological containment lab. The others gathered around her station. The display showed microscopic organisms moving in patterns too regular to be natural engineered bioweapons, Madison explained. Designed to target xenovore biology specifically. They'll ignore human cells, but devour xenovore tissue at the molecular level. That's against every treaty we ever signed. Lily whispered. So was what they did to Earth. Abigail replied, her voice cold. Area interrupted their discussion. We are approaching the Arcturus waypoint. Commander sensors detect xenovore patrol vessels in the vicinity. All stations quiet, Olivia ordered. Hide us in the shadow of the gas giant. The Harbinger slid silently behind the massive planet. Its systems powered down to minimal levels. The xenovore patrol passed by without detecting them. 5 bioorganic ships moving in perfect formation. Their hulls pulsed with what looked like veins carrying unknown fluids. They never even slowed down, Samantha said once the danger had passed. They have no idea we're here. Olivia studied the patrol formation. Their technology has improved, she noted. But their patrol patterns are still predictable. Area set course for the Helios trading outpost. We need information. The derelict trading outpost hung in space like a forgotten toy. Its structure a hodgepodge of salvage parts and makeshift repairs. Lights flickered from viewports, suggesting life inside. We can't just dock, Samantha warned. They might report us. We need allies, Olivia replied. And information. Send Madison and Lily in the shuttle with civilian clothes. No uniforms, no weapons. The small shuttle approached the outpost, its transponder identifying it as a freelance mining vessel. The docking procedure was nerve-wracking, but successful. Madison and Lily stepped into the outpost trying to appear casual. The interior was cramped and dirty. Beings from various species moved through narrow corridors, some human, some clearly not. Human traders wore simple clothes with subdued expressions, their eyes downcast, their movements cautious. Madison approached the bar. A woman with dark hair and a scarred face stood behind. Her eyes narrowed with suspicion. What can I get you? The woman asked, her voice rough from years in recycled air information. Madison replied quietly. We need to speak with whoever runs this outpost. The woman studied them for a long moment. You don't look like miners, she said. Her hand moved slowly toward something under the counter. We're not, Lily admitted. We're from a ship called the Harbinger. The woman's eyes widened. She glanced around, then leaned forward. You shouldn't say that name here, she whispered. Follow me. She led them through a back door into a small office, its walls covered with maps and notices. The woman locked the door behind them. I'm Kimberly Walsh, she said. I run this place. What game are you playing? The Harbinger was lost 2 centuries. Ego, it's not a game, Madison replied. We're its crew. We were in cryostasis. Kimberly laughed without humor. Right. And the Queen of Earth. Show me proof. Lily removed a data crystal from her pocket and placed it on the desk. It's our ship records, our mission, logs. Our service files. Kimberly inserted the crystal into a reader. Her expression changed from disbelief to shock to awe as she read. You really are them, she whispered. Earth Defense Command, the last real military. She looked up with new respect. In her eyes, the Resistance has stories about the Harbinger, a ship with weapons that could have saved us all. The Resistance, Lily asked. Kimberly nodded. We're scattered across hundreds of worlds, fighting where we can, hiding where we must. The Xenovores rule through fear and human collaborators. They give power and privilege to humans willing to help control the rest. How many of you are there? Madison asked. Not enough, Kimberly admitted. But with the Harbinger, with real soldiers and real weapons. She fell silent, her eyes distant. Then she shook herself. Wait here, she said. I need to contact someone. Kimberly left the room. Madison and Lily exchanged worried glances. I don't like this, Lily said. It's too convenient. Madison nodded. We should get back to the ship. Before they could move, alarms blared throughout the station. A voice came over the speakers. Attention all personnel. Xenovore enforcement fleet detected approaching station. All unauthorized vessels prepare for inspection. The door burst open. Kimberly rushed in, her face pale. Someone betrayed us, she said. The Xenovores are coming. You need to leave now. Who did you tell? Madison demanded. Only the Resistance leader. I swear. Kimberly looked desperate. Then realization dawned on her face. The new communications officer, she muttered. He must be a collaborator. The station shuddered as docking clamps engaged. They're here, Kimberly whispered. They'll kill everyone when they find you. Lily activated her communicator. Emergency extraction, she said. We have Xenovore forces boarding the station. Come with us, Madison said to Kimberly. Kimberly hesitated, then nodded. I can help you find the Resistance, she said. Let me gather my people. Within minutes, the corridor outside filled with the sound of heavy footsteps and chittering voices. The Xenovores had arrived. Their breathing apparatus made hissing sounds as they moved through the human environment. Madison, Lily, and Kimberly led a small group through maintenance tunnels toward the emergency docking bay. The Harbinger's shuttle waited, but so did two Xenovore soldiers, their insectoid eyes fixed on the humans. Their weapons raised, a blast from nowhere struck one soldier. The other turned only to meet the same fate. Abigail stood in the shuttle doorway, a pulse rifle in her hands. Move, she ordered. The group scrambled aboard. The shuttle detached just as more Xenovore troops entered the bay. Plasma bolts struck the shuttle's hull, but the advanced materials absorbed the energy. The Harbinger appeared, seemingly out of nowhere, its weapon systems targeting the Xenovore vessels. One shot from its main cannon disabled the lead ship. The others scattered in confusion. The shuttle docked safely. Kimberly and her people, 5 in total, stumbled onto the Harbinger in awe of the legendary vessel. Olivia met them on the bridge. Her uniform crisp, her posture military. Perfect. Welcome aboard, Olivia said to Kimberly. This is the UES Harbinger, and we have come to fulfill our final orders. Kimberly nodded, tears in her eyes. For 200 years we've been waiting for someone like you, she said. Someone who remembers what humanity used to be. Someone who can fight back. Among Kimberly's people was a woman named Zoe Rivera, a former colonization navigator. With knowledge of secret routes and hidden colonies, I can take you to Nova Haven. Zoe offered. It's the largest hidden human settlement established by escapees after Earth fell. They have resources. People ships. Olivia nodded to Samantha. Set course, she ordered. The Harbinger has been a ghost for too long. It's time to remind the Xenovores why they feared us. The Harbinger vanished into hyperspace, leaving behind the burning wreckage of Xenovore vessels. A message had been sent. Humanity had not been defeated, only delayed, and retribution was coming at last. The Harbinger emerged from hyperspace in an uninhabited system. A single yellow star surrounded by barren planets. No settlements, no outposts, nothing that would attract attention. The ship drifted toward the third planet, a rocky world with thin atmosphere. The damage was extensive. Hull breaches on multiple decks, power fluctuations throughout the ship, weapon systems operating at partial capacity. Olivia stood in the conference room looking at her assembled crew. Their faces showed exhaustion. And worry. Madison was present, too secured to her chair. The neural parasite temporarily subdued by electromagnetic fields. We can't run anymore, Olivia said simply. The Void Hunters will find us again. The Xenovore Collective knows we're alive, and they know what we carry. Samantha pulled up the damage reports on the holographic display. Even if we wanted to keep fighting conventionally, we can't, she said. We're too damaged. We need months in a proper shipyard to make full repairs. Lily nodded in agreement. Working with limited tools and materials, I'm doing what I can. But she gestured to the flickering lights we're holding together with makeshift patches and jury-rigged systems. Abigail crossed her arms, her expression hard. Then we use the temporal weapons, she said. It's what we were meant to do. Our final orders. The retribution humanity deserves. Madison struggled against her restraints. I can still feel it in my mind, she said. The parasite. Even suppressed. I can sense its fear. When it thinks about the temporal weapons. The entire collective fears them. It's their only vulnerability. The room fell silent. The weight of their decision hanging in the air. To use weapons of extinction. To erase an entire species from existence. To become the monsters they fought against. Lily stepped forward. I have a proposal, she said quietly. Everyone turned to her. The temporal weapons don't have to be used for extinction, she explained. By calibrating them precisely, we could target one specific moment in Xenovore history. The moment their society chose expansion and conquest over cooperation. We could change their evolutionary path without eliminating them entirely. Madison nodded excitedly. The neural scans I took of the parasite show their species has a collective consciousness. Not like a hive mind, but shared cultural memory passed through generations. We could target that specifically. Change how they remember their own history. Olivia looked skeptical. Would that even work? Lily pulled up the technical specifications for the temporal weapons. According to these documents, the weapons can be calibrated for precision targeting, genetic, cultural, even mimetic. They were designed for multiple scenarios, not just extinction. Before anyone could respond, area interrupted. Xenovore fleet detected approaching commander, multiple signatures including the World Eater. The bridge crew rushed to their stations. The tactical display showed a massive Xenovore fleet approaching. The World Eater, their largest vessel, led the U formation. Its hull a writhing mass of biological machinery, its size dwarfing everything around it. How did they find us so fast? Samantha asked, checking sensor readings. Madison closed her eyes in concentration. It's me, she whispered. The parasite. Even suppressed it, sending out a signal like a beacon. Olivia made her decision. Lily, prep the temporal weapons for your precision strike. Target that World Eater, focus on their collective memory, their cultural evolution. Madison, help her with the targeting. You understand their biology better than anyone. Samantha, Abigail, battle stations were going to need time. The Harbinger powered up its remaining weapon systems. Shields strengthened as much as damaged generators would allow. The temporal weapon began to hum deep within the ship's core, its power requirements straining their already limited resources. The Xenovore fleet approached, weapons charged, their organic vessels pulsing with energy. The World Eater moved to the center of their formation. Protected by layers of support ships, they know what we're planning, Samantha reported. They're trying to keep the World Eater out of range. Engage. Olivia ordered, fire everything we have. The Harbinger unleashed its conventional weapons, railguns firing, hypersonic projectiles, plasma torpedoes streaking through space, antimatter missiles detonating against Xenovore shields. The first wave of enemy ships broke formation, their biological hulls rupturing in the vacuum of space. But more ships took their place. The Harbinger shuddered under return fire systems failing across the board. Temporal weapon at 60% charge, Lily reported. We need 5 more minutes. We don't have 5 minutes, Samantha shouted as another blast rocked the ship. Hull breach. On deck 4, emergency force fields failing. Abigail looked at the targeting display for the temporal weapon. The array is misaligned, she said. We can't get a lock on the World Eater. Olivia turned to her. What do you need? Someone has to manually realign. The targeting array, Abigail replied. It's in the forward section. Exposed to vacuum now. The external controls were damaged in the attack. Lily looked up from her station, alarmed. The radiation in that section would be lethal, she said. Even with a suit, Abigail nodded, her face set with determination. Then I better work fast. No, Olivia said. There has to be another way. Abigail smiled sadly. This is why we woke up, Commander. This is our purpose, our retribution. She grabbed a pressure suit from the emergency locker. This is what we trained for. To give everything for humanity, before anyone could stop her. Abigail sealed her helmet and entered the airlock. The ship's external cameras showed her moving along the hull, using handholds to pull herself toward the damaged targeting array. Her suit offering minimal protection against the radiation that would already be destroying her cells inside the ship. Lily continued preparations. The weapon hummed louder, its power signature building. The Harbinger took another, hit systems failing across all decks. 80%. Lily called out, "We need a targeting lock on the hull." Abigail reached the array. The cameras showed her working the manual controls, her movements becoming less coordinated as radiation sickness set in. She faltered, then continued, her determination visible even through the bulky suit. The World Eater moved into position, its massive weapons charging for a killing blow. Abigail completed the alignment, her hand rising in a final salute before she collapsed on the hull. Her sacrifice complete. Target locked, Lily shouted, temporal weapon at full charge fire. Olivia ordered. The Harbinger released a pulse of energy unlike anything seen before. Not a beam or an explosion, but a ripple in reality itself. The wave struck the World Eater directly. The massive flagship didn't explode. It transformed. Its aggressive biological architecture softened. Weapons folded into themselves, becoming something else. Communication arrays, perhaps. The pulsing red glow of its hull changed to a soft blue. Across the Xenovore fleet, similar changes rippled outward. The temporal wave altering not just the present vessels but their entire developmental history. The weapons fell silent. The attack stopped on the bridge. The crew watched in awe. What happened? Samantha asked. Lily checked her readings. The temporal modification is propagating through their collective memory. She explained. We're seeing the results of an altered timeline. The moment their species chose, aggression and conquest has been changed. Madison gasped, her eyes wide. The parasite. It's changing. She convulsed, once, then relaxed. The neural implant detaching from her brain stem. Its biological structure reorganizing itself. The main viewer showed the transformed Xenovore fleet now hanging motionless in space. No longer attacking. No longer aggressive area announced incoming transmission from the World Eater. Put it through, Olivia ordered. The sound that came through was not the harsh chittering of Xenovore war language but a melodic complex symphony of tones. The translator struggled, then began converting. Greetings, unknown vessel. We sense temporal disturbance. We offer assistance and communication. Olivia looked at her crew, their faces showing disbelief and hope. Can we trust this? She asked. Madison nodded slowly. The parasite is completely transformed, she said. It's not trying to control me anymore. It's trying to communicate. It's curious, not aggressive. Samantha checked tactical readings. Their weapons are powered down, their shields too. They aren't showing any hostile intent. Lily studied the sensor data. The temporal weapon worked, she said. We didn't erase them, we changed them. Their entire cultural evolution has been altered. From conquest to communication. From war to peace. Olivia took a deep breath. Open a channel, she ordered. To the World Eater. This is Commander Olivia Pierce of the human vessel. Harbinger. We accept your offer of communication. The melody returned, translated in real time. We are the Xenovore Harmony. We detect your vessel is damaged. We offer assistance and exchange of knowledge. We have no record of previous contact with your species. This appears to be first contact. We celebrate this moment." Olivia looked around, at her crew, the enormity of what they had accomplished sinking in. They had come seeking retribution, but found something far more valuable. Redemption. The mission of retribution became something else entirely. A second chance for two species who had only known each other through War Lily moved to the viewport looking out at the transformed xenovore fleet. "Abigail," she said quietly. "She gave everything for this." Samantha joined her. "For a weapon. Not a slaughter." Madison stood now free of her restraints, the parasite gone or transformed beyond recognition. "For a future, not just a past," she added. Olivia nodded to them all, then turned back to the communication with the World Eater. "We have much to discuss," she said. "We come from a timeline that no longer exists, a history that has been rewritten. We have knowledge to share and much to learn, the Harbinger designed as humanity's ultimate weapon of retribution.